Just when you thought the season was over, just when you felt like Bama was done, out of nowhere, they win themselves a trip to the Rose Bowl, somewhere that this guy played before. But this is the 100th anniversary of Alabama's coming out party. We're going to talk about that right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, hit the bell, be part of our show, and let's get this thing started. All right, remember the Rose Bowl. We'll win there. There's Mike Johnson. I'm Mick Gillespie. We're brought to you by Pearl River Resort, Philadelphia, Mississippi, the Azaleas, the Oaks, two amazing golf courses at Dancing Rabbit. And the Timeout Sports Lounge, where if you would have put your money on Bama at Oklahoma, you'd have won. Bet the house on the Tide, Mike. Bet the house on the Tide. But when it was 17-zip Oklahoma, people were probably thinking about jumping out of windows.
It's like the old, the gif of the Undertaker getting up off the mat with his eyes rolled in the back of his head. It's like, here we come, baby. What a crazy one, right? I'm like genuinely curious. I don't even want to break down the game or anything just yet. I just want to hear what your emotions were like, because I was with a couple of buddies. We were at a cabin watching on a TV outdoors at a fireplace up in the mountains, and
nice.
Like I stood up like the whole game, like just straight stood up, holding my drink, and just, I'm doing like hand signals every time we get like a big stop. I'm like, yeah, first down, like all this kind of stuff. But what a roller coaster, man. What an absolute roller coaster of a game where it's like, no. Yes. No. Keep going. It was unbelievable to watch that entire sequence of events play out.
Yeah. Well, we were getting our asses kicked, and I'm like, the phone's like, basically like people want to fire DeBeor and what's going on here. and like it was a follow up from the Georgia game. Right. And I just remember thinking, I've always kind of kept this in the back of my mind, that there's 4 quarters in football and momentum changes quickly, but I wasn't really sure what to think. And then we get the one touchdown and we get the drive. Brooks gets into the end zone and I'm like, okay. But when we block their punt, I'm like, we're going to win. Like when you give up a block punt, you lose. Like that's what the numbers tell us. We lost to Georgia because of that. And I knew, and at that point it was like a different game, right? We didn't even score a touchdown, but we kicked a field goal. And then how crazy was the pick six? Were you going nuts?
I was losing my mind. I mean, I had the whole windmill going. I'm third base coaching. I'm doing the whole bit, man.
Come on in, baby.
I got it going on. I'm doing spin moves out there in the middle of this patio we were on. Now, I mean, it was insane. It really was. And I don't know that I don't think I ever got to like a point of panic. What's crazy. I don't know. Maybe I was drunk. I don't know. But I'm watching the game, we go down by 17. I'm going, dude, we just have to find a way to get points on the board, to get a first down at that point. Remember back, I mean, yeah, it was like, if we can just get a first down and keep their offense on the field. I didn't think their offense was playing that great, I knew we'd end up eventually making some adjustments. Kane Womack's done a really nice job of that throughout the season of adjusting to some of the things necessary. He talked about going more man coverage, that the guys were begging to go man coverage. So I felt really good. I mean, I really feel good about it, but I just, I was like, I'm gonna reserve judgment. And I know that there was people all over Twitter that were ready to say, "Oh, Alabama should have never been in. It's a joke. Notre Dame deserved this spot." I mean, the list of national writers that were just
the field.
The list of national writers burying Alabama on social media is just, it's embarrassing. Honestly, it's ridiculous.
Some deleted tweets out there.
Well, and I don't know if it's even more embarrassing that some of them deleted it or some of them left them up. They're like, "Hey, I said what I said." I'm like, dude, you shouldn't have said that.
I stand by this.
Yeah, and it's just I don't know, man. The best thing that I do that I've started learning to do is just put my phone away during Bama games. Like I really do, dude. I swear it's been like something I've tried to do more of this year where, years past, I'd tweet, kind of give my thoughts. I think I tweeted something, first half against Florida State. I was like, it's just not really accomplishing anything for me. I'm going to put it away. I didn't touch my phone at all during the game this time around. And it was awesome, man. And to watch the roller coaster and high-fiving the people I'm with, we had a great spread of food and good company, man. It was awesome, man. The vibes were at an all-time high on Friday night. Watching Jake Paul get his jaw broken after that was really fun.
Oh, look, I gotta tell you, man, I went back and watched Jake Paul, and I have a lot more respect for him after that fight than I ever did before that, because
I completely agree.
That's a real. Hey, look, that guy can fight, man. That's a former champ. Like, like I want to see him and Fury. I want to see him and Deontay Wilder. Like that. This is a guy. I'm watching Jake Paul like stand in there, and I'm like, he's gonna get killed eventually. But you know what? I mean, wow.
Well, and I don't want to get too far off the Bama subject, but I'll say this: he got his jaw broke, but didn't get knocked out.
Yeah, right.
Like, that's actually impressive. I don't know how.
Did you see?
I don't know how that's impressive. Picture? He's on the ground going, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
that's what an actual right hook feels like to the jaw.
Oh, yeah.
Gets his jaw wired shut now, but. Dude, he didn't get knocked out, and he wasn't even really that woozy, other than just be like, he kind of had that look on his face like, oh, damn. Like, that was that. He landed that thing. That's what a real heavyweight fighter punch feels like. And, but he didn't get knocked out. And I was like, man, you know what? Good for you, because I'm pretty sure my eyes be rolling in the back of my head at this point.
That's That's what Bama did to Oklahoma, too.
I was going to say, Mick, his perfect segue. You know who else didn't get knocked out? Bama. Should have knocked us out when they had the chance, man.
Got back up, and then all of a sudden it was like we might have gotten knocked down, but we got up and knocked Oklahoma out. Like they got the same thing. They got the same Joseph Anthony treatment, or Anthony Joseph, or whatever the dude's name is. We got him the same way. Like, whoa, boom! Yeah. It was awesome, man. The second half of that game was beautiful. I mean, we started running the ball. Defense is like John Materi had no idea what to do. We're at the line of scrimmage, the whole team, and then we're backing off. And God, it was just wonderful, man.
Didn't you? What's crazy about this game is like a mirror image of exactly what happened in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a lot more yards than we did. We ended up with 260 total yards. They ended up with like 360 maybe. We had the pick six, which they had in Tuscaloosa. I look at some of the counting stats, and we win the game, and I'm looking at like our third down percentage, which was like maybe 2 of 13, something like that.
Yeah, one great.
Like, how did we get away with that? But they did the same thing to us in Tuscaloosa. So I'm not going to apologize for it. It's like, and I think the good part for me, Mick, and to kind of get into some of the X's and O's of it, is the offensive line started protecting a little better, started understanding how they were being attacked, throughout the second quarter and the second half of the game. And I thought Ty Simpson, for the first time in a while, I saw him trust his receivers to go get it.
Yeah.
And that's really, like, I feel like we've schemed guys open so much in the past that Ty is really good at like waiting on the scheme to open things up. But sometimes when you see a mismatch out wide and you have a Jeremy Bernard, we all saw the jump ball, or a Ryan Williams, or whoever it is out there making plays, Cuevas. It's like, give those guys a chance, even when they're covered, just give them a chance to go make a play. And I thought we saw him do that more in the second half. I don't know if I've seen him do that the last 5-6 weeks. So that was really refreshing to see, is him just put some guys up to bat and say, man, you know what? At a certain point, we're going to have to make some throws downfield. I trust my guys to go make this happen. And they were. I mean, they were able to do that a number of times.
Do you think that, and I've got to tell you guys that with the holidays here, you better take advantage of Bama Tailgate. That is the promo code at newlifeart.com. You want to have your Daniel Moore prints like I got behind me, you can go get them there. Do you think, and I'm going to play the ad first, but do you think that Xavier Brown gets one?
In some places, football is a sport. In Alabama, it's a fine art. New Life Art is now accepting pre-orders for Daniel A. Moore's next Crimson Classic, the Crispy Screen, guys. What a name to commemorate the Fat Boys. This masterwork commemorates the screen pass to Caden Proctor that outsmarted Kirby and the Georgia defense. Proctor's catch and bulldog dozing run set up Ty Simpson's 3-yard touchdown just before the half, which was a big score for us, guys. Visit DanielMooreArt.com to see the artist's preliminary sketch and take advantage of a special pre-publication pricing for the crispy screen. Go ahead, get into that. Go get you one of those Caden Proctor prints. I'm super excited to get mine in because he's living a dream of all the fat boys. And go look up that crispy screen and get you one, guys.
Do you think Xavier Brown, because this is two really big pick sixes, is that the one at Tennessee and this one? What if they did a split screen Xavier Brown print?
You would know this better than me, but does it not seem like there's way more Daniel Moores now than there ever were like 20 years ago?
Yeah, because we didn't win that much.
Well, I mean, okay. Trying to think, 2005, you had two.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure one was Rocky Stop.
Right, I had that one.
And the Pro Throw one.
I had that one.
I don't think we got one for the Cotton Bowl win.
Yes, we did. Yes,
maybe
we did.
get
Brody
a Cotton
Croyle.
Bowl. Matt Miller was probably on that one.
Brody Croyle.
Yeah, Brody Croyle to Matt Miller across the middle for a big conversion to set up the field goal. Yeah, and I guess the next couple of years we didn't win much. 2008, you got a Glenn Coffey.
That was a good one.
You got 2 or 3 per year, I guess. It just feels like these things have picked up steam. You know, every big win, it's like, oh man, are we going to get a Daniel Moore? And I love Daniel Moore pictures, man. I got them all over my house. But
yeah, me too. You
got
got to keep them going.
I'm like, we have to start. I mean, the threshold's got to be a little.
But that pick six is like, I mean, him pushing John Mateer on the way to the house.
You know.
I had shades of Jalen Milroe, except Mateer made a better effort.
Oh, I forgot about that. You just brought that up.
Back, Oklahoma. I love that.
Xavier Brown is also the one who had the game-sealing interception against Georgia last year.
Yeah. He's a small piece of that Ryan Williams print.
That's right. So I don't know, man. It would be really cool. I'd probably want to own one. Not gonna lie about it, but I think I have my hopes set a little bit higher at this point. You know, I would hate to see them beat a number 1 ranked Indiana and then be like, oh well, we made a print last week.
Yeah, but do you know the other thing though, Mike? And let's be honest. In about 5 years, people are going to be like, why would you have Indiana in a print? You know, when they're back to like 4 wins.
You don't know that they're not going to say that about Oklahoma, bro. Like they could easily be
good forever.
Yeah, but they weren't good last year and they beat us. We don't know that they'll be good next year. I mean, Brent Venables, you know, by the end of last year was on like the hot seat. Like that guy had to get the offense turned around and really still hasn't in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
They haven't really figured things out the way they thought they would, bringing in Mateer and his offensive coordinator from Washington State. So I don't know, man. I think that it was a really cool play. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know, man. When I think of Daniel Moores, I'm like just championship clinching number 1,
right, like behind
beating a number 1 team or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I got yours in here. Let's see if I got you. Oh, right there you are.
That's right.
You signed
right next to
me, but I see your signature up there,
right over Marcel Darius's shoulder, man.
Yeah, pretty sweet. Hey guys, AveD, Mick Nation. We're giving away these hats right here. We got some of these. Look at In the Roll Tide. You got the logo. We got other stuff too. We did cash for the Oklahoma game. You got to pick the quarters. Think about it. Did anybody win picking 17-0 in the first quarter?
No.
Oklahoma.
No, that ship sailed. Yeah, that was not on your bingo board there.
Yeah. Or whatever it was. It was 10. I don't know, but what a game. All right, let me ask you about, what do you want first? The good, the bad, or the ugly for this one?
You're going to give me the good and the bad and the ugly?
Yeah, and then you comment on it.
Okay, I will take I'll take the ugly first. All
right, the ugly. Ryan Williams trying to catch the ball right now. What is going on with this dude, man? Because I know he's got talent. But right now it's ugly watching him try to catch.
Man, I don't want to say that I saw this coming, but I thought last year he kind of played over his head a little bit, and I think a lot of people expected a sophomore leap. I mean, say what you want to, and Bama fans are like, oh, too much pressure on him. He's 18 years old. He's on the front of the freaking video game. You know, like when you're that dude, like it's okay for fans to have those expectations. He's making a ton of money too. This is not college football of 20 years ago where it's like, oh, poor college kid. No, he was 18 and he's got more money than any of us. So no, I think I think that a lot of people expected some big leap out of Ryan Williams. But every time I kept thinking about it, I kept going, okay, this dude came in locked in, like fresh out of mom and dad's house, got into the grind, wanted all this stuff. And then he got to live his first like true off season as a college football player. And sometimes that can be a little tough. I'm not saying he hasn't been locked in or that hasn't worked hard. That's not at all what I'm trying to say. Right. But I do think that more now under DeBeor than there was under Saban is probably a little bit of a looser attitude. And I think that he's going to have to find that next gear. We talk about this all the time with NFL players. Like there comes a time in an NFL player's career, all of them, where you realize that whatever you're doing isn't good enough. Like I've been talking about that a lot recently with Kyle Pitts. I think that every NFL player gets in there, even if you have a good rookie year, you kind of have those lulls and those games that are humbling. And then you're like, dude, whatever I'm doing in the offseason or whatever I'm doing on a weekly basis or whatever I'm doing to upkeep my body, hot tub, cold tub, whatever it may be, is not enough. Like if I really want to be a part of this league, I'm going to have to do something a little bit bigger than what I'm doing. And I think Ryan Williams has had some of those moments. I mean, it's not that he's scared. People talk about alligator arms or, having looking out of the corner of his eye, a guy's about to hit him. He's made some catches in traffic this year that have been insane and hit hard doing it. So I don't necessarily think it's that. I just think for whatever reason, there seems to be a lack of focus at times on his part, and I think that in the past, he's probably always in his life let his natural ability take over, but he's going to have to find that extra gear, man. He's going to really have to look himself in the mirror and understand, what he needs to do to make sure he continues to show up for this team because, they frankly, we need him. There's no two ways about it. You need him to be a part of this team if you're going to be able to go out and win the Rose Bowl. So hopefully he can do something in the next few days to get it figured out. And if not, looking at his future, it's got to happen some point in the offseason down the road if he's going to make the impact that we all thought he could.
How do you go back and adjust his NIL, right? I mean, he's like the highest paid player, according to what I understand, on the team, right? I mean, somewhere around $3 million. He's not earning it right now, but I don't want him to transfer either.
I don't know how you adjust it. There's one thing that I don't know about college football it is how the inner workings of the NIL go. I don't, most of them now have contracts. There's been talk about collective bargaining. You've signed stuff with agents. I don't think you can go back and say, dude, you're not playing that well. I do think that if he was a problem, and I'm not saying he is, I don't know this, but I would say if he is being a problem inside of like the meeting rooms or locker rooms, then Nick Saban in the past has taken guys like that and been like, man, you know what? It's probably better that you go. Like I'd go somewhere else if I were you. He's done it with players and he's done it with coaches, quite frank. Like, hey, man. So I don't think it would ever get to that level. But if he was both not producing on the field and being a problem inside the locker room, you can see that who is it? Courtney Morgan, I believe, who's the general manager, be like, dude, you know what, man? Like maybe it's better if we both just part ways. But I think I'd rather just keep him around and try to develop him because he's such a unique weapon, and we all know what he can do when he's really locked in.
Yeah. All right. What do you want? We got left.
Let's go. Let's flip back and go good. You made me sad right there, man. Let's go. Let's get some good news in here.
All right. How about Lazier Brooks? Lottie, come to the party.
Lazier Brooks is almost good enough to make you forget about Ryan Williams. I mean, dude, watching this kid play, he just seems to have this like telepathic thing with Ty Simpson sometimes. Does that make sense? Like, it's just like they always feel like they're on the same page.
Yeah.
Whether Ty's rolling out and he's finding, a spot to cut back against the grain or streaking down the field or whatever it is, man, he's made a couple of really good plays this season and being locked in with Ty Simpson, man. I'm a huge fan of his. And that's a guy that, we just talked about Ryan Williams not stepping up. Complete opposite for Brooks, dude. He's been unbelievable at times. And, Mick, I'll go back to, week 2, week 3, week 4 of the season when Bama started winning games. Remember, I was listening to the Cover 3 podcast. It's got Danny Cannell and Chip Patterson, those guys. And they're like, I think Bama's wide receiver room might be the most talented in college football, maybe behind USC, but it's up there. And I'm like, dude, I really like Jeremy Bernard. Ryan Williams is hit or miss. Like, what are we talking about? And then you start seeing some of these other guys step up, man. The Lazier Brooks, Isaiah Hortons, and you're like, oh God, like that's what they were talking about, And I'm such a huge fan of those guys, man. Some of the plays they were able to make in this game when other players weren't able to step up, and add in Josh Cuevas into that and him getting healthy and being able to play in this game, dude. You could really start building towards something if you can find some help in the next few days.
85.9. He graded out higher than any other Bama player on offense, Lazier Brooks, and he had 5 receptions, 79 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Wait. Is that a PFF grade?
Yeah. What do you think of that?
Let me ask you this, because we have this conversation all the time. What does that mean?
Just means that they're grading every play.
No, I'm saying, what does the 85 mean?
85 means that he had a great day.
I know, but what does it mean? Is that a percentage? Is that
it's like if you go to class and they're like, Mike, you get a scale of to 100, you get a 85, then that's a B. That's
a percentage of things I got right. Their grades are not percentages on PFF. I can't figure it out, man. It's like that scene in Blades of Glory where it's Will Ferrell's talking and they go, what does that even mean? He goes, nobody knows what it means, but it's provocative.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Well, he had the highest grade. Ty Simpson graded out 82.9 on their scale, so he had a great game too. I loved it, man. I loved it. But I got. Really you ready for the next one? I got here. Go
ahead.
But just finish your thoughts. Finish your thoughts on that.
No, I mean, look. It's exciting to see, because I think that too many times that you look at star players and you're like, dude, this is the guy we gotta have. But I mean, more times than not, man, when you look at Lazier Brooks, when you look at Horton, they're more of like the guy that you point to pregame and go, all right, that's the X factor.
Yep.
That's the here's your superstar, here's your bell cow, here's your you got to have, here's the leader, but here's the X factor. And dude, both those X factors showed up in a huge way on Friday night. So I'm excited to see if those X factors continue. And I'm just ready to see him, up with this big boy challenge playing Indiana.
All right, so now we got to finish it. And I've got to finish it with the defense. Finally, Keon Keeley. Finally, like we've been at, where's Keon? Hey, Keon Keeley came. This was his coming out party, man. Like I'm like, okay, 5-star, baby, let's go.
Yeah, man, and
there was a lot of other good dudes on defense, but it was just great to see him.
No, look, he got how many sacks did he have in the game? Did he have 3 sacks? Did Keeley have 3 sacks in the game?
I want to say, let me see here.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm being ridiculous, but
it's
just one sack. It's just 1 sack and then a TFL.
Yeah.
So I'm like looking at it. So he's probably got 2 sacks, 3 sacks on the whole year. But I remember him having a couple plays in the backfield. But you're right, man. So like I'm looking at a lot of these guys, and it just feels like every time we hear defensive names, at least on this end, man, because I'm always going to focus on offensive line. I'm always going to focus on box players. I was going to focus on the run game. Well, all that's kind of been taken out of my hands with the way we play football. Now it's just these passing progressions and these route trees and, this drop back and that. And so when I look at the defensive side of things, sometimes it's just like outside noise, and it always feels like it's an injury,
Yeah, right.
Like the LT Overton stuff and some of the other players are like, oh, that guy's injured. That guy's injured, man. That's not good. That guy's injured. And it's like, how do you replace some of these people? And Keon Keeley is a prime example of like, dude, you know what? We really need you to step up in this situation, right? You got Justin Jefferson in there, Deontay Lawson having a good game, Bray Hubbard making a few plays. I still take issue with Damani Jack. Do what?
I said you got to love Keon Sabb, man. That guy's a baller. He's out there all the time.
Keon Sabb's a beast. I still take issue with Damani Jackson and some of the things he does on the field, but I mean, just like Hill Green. Dude, I mean, like, let's go.
Yeah, you know? He loves some football, doesn't he?
I just love it when it's like when somebody makes a play and you're like looking at their number and you're like, who is that dude? What? Where did he come from?
Yeah,
like, man, I remember hearing about him as a freaking recruit. And he absolutely went out there and did it. So there's just so much talent, man. You got, honestly, if I say nothing else today, man, you've got to take your hat off this entire year to Kane Womack.
Yeah.
I know that it's not Kirby and Nick, you know, like it's just not, but I don't know if that's even possible anymore.
Yeah.
You know, to do some of the things that they were able to do 10, 15 years ago, man. So Kane Womack does it differently. They use different techniques, different skill sets. But my goodness, man, they were flying into the backfield the other day. And how many sacks did we end up with? Because that's what I was trying to think of when I was talking about Keon Keeley. I'm running back through my head. I thought he had multiple sacks, but he didn't. But we had to have just taken John Mateer down so many times, it felt like, in the backfield, man. And you mentioned it off top. He was completely rattled in this game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, there just came that point where it was like, okay, you know, they looked like they were going to roll us. I mean, it was looking terrible. And then, you know, a couple plays and it was like, okay, this is an entirely different game right now. And we never let up.
Yeah. 5 sacks. That's what we had in the game.
Yeah. 5 sacks. I'm looking at it now. Yeah.
I'll
Deontay Lawson, Justin Jefferson, Keon Keeley, Yanze Pierre shared a sack with London Simmons.
He's another one, dude. Freaking
Shelby Collins.
I just love it, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I had such a good Friday.
All right, we're gonna change gears. I gotta talk about this concert. Then I want to play you the new commercial. Get your opinion on this. But first, let me say this: Pearl River Resort, Dee Snyder, Twisted Sister, Lita Ford, and Firehouse are going to be there December 27th, 8 o'clock. The center stage. That's at Silver Star, part of Pearl River Resort. You guys want to go to the concert. Help you break up the holidays. Hour, I don't know, change from Tuscaloosa, 2 and change from Birmingham. And this is the new commercial, Mike. It just debuted. I want to play it for you. I want to get your honest opinion.
So, Jake, let's break down some game tape.
Hold on, fellas. Steve.
Hey, Jake. You ready to rock?
Let's roll, brother.
Guess we're calling plays at Pearl River Resort. Wow, Jake's first throw scores. And Steve's got the crowd pumped. Man, they're absolutely rolling.
'Cause I don't have to be me till Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I ain't gonna face reality.
I tell you, Jake still got game, while Steve keeps rocking aces. Boom, Jake seals it with a pick.
Come call your own plays
At Pearl River Resort. Let's roll.
I don't have to be me till Monday.
All right, there you go. It makes you want to get in the car and go to Pearl River, doesn't it?
Really cool commercial. Really cool commercial. Your acting skills, my friend.
So bad.
Just
I'm so bad.
a chef's kiss to your acting skills. I mean, I can't wait till award season comes out for you, man. You're going to be all over that thing. You even got your hair combed. Man, I don't remember the last time I saw you without a hat on. That was phenomenal. But no, that made my whole day today, dude.
I hated it at first. I kind of like it now. It's growing on me.
So good.
You know, when you do these commercials, Mike, you gotta be okay with being a little cheesy. That's
gotta be a little goofy, man. I
know?
don't mind that at all. Look, I don't ever do the actual visual commercials, but I voice them all the time over here at the radio station. And sometimes Sometimes you got to throw the coolness out the window. That's what you did.
I can agree with that. I agree with that. Anyway, that just debuted, so check it out.
So good, man.
60 seconds of just
My favorite part was when he just disappears. You know, when he
well, Steve called.
Jake still got game.
Hey, when you look like every time I watch it, it makes me laugh harder. Like when Steve calls him on the phone, if you look at the phone, Steve's on there with his guitar, like he's just playing guitar on the phone, right? Like,
hey, Jake.
Yeah. And Jake just runs into the casino with a football.
Oh my God, like, man, that was so good. That made my day, dude. That was so good.
Thank you. So, all right, Mike, look, let me give you a history lesson. It was 100 years ago on January the 1st that I think it was Dartmouth and some other schools turned down the Rose Bowl invitation, and it turned into Alabama going across the country.
Okay.
On January the 1st, 1926, to take on the Washington Huskies. Pop Warner, he was involved in this. No one thought that Alabama, which they were calling us Tuscalosers going into this game, could possibly win. And guess what? A 1-point win by Alabama, and the rest, as they say, is history. So this is the 100th anniversary of Alabama playing in the Rose Bowl. And you know the fight song. We sing about it every time we sing the song. Remember the Rose Bowl win then.
I'm glad you remember the Rose Bowl.
So now we're back against Indiana.
You want to hear a funny story real quick about the fight song, Mick?
Yeah.
So one of the things that it's the captain's job to do is to always start the chant that leads to the fight song. Every year, the leaders of the team will step up and you'll win a game, and you're supposed to, first of all, count the number of points you scored. So, if Bama scores 28, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so my senior year comes around. We played Virginia Tech and Tyrod Taylor in the opener. And I'm just, Saban's talking to all of us. We kind of stand up and he kind of looks at me and he goes, "All right, go for it." And I was like, "Oh, I guess this is, I'm finally a senior. Like, it's time." And I just straight up completely forgot the points thing. And I went, da, 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 da. Dude, Saban put his hand on me and goes, whoa, 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 dude. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not how we do things. All right, we got to count the points first. And I was like, oh, man, I completely dropped the ball. My first opportunity as a leader to get in here and count the points and lead the fight song, completely messed it up. So, yes, we sing that song after every victory. That song was played, every day in the stadium. The Rose Bowl obviously, means a lot to the fan base, but also a lot to me. I saw a picture of Ty and his dad, and he's holding the rose afterwards, which I think was awesome, man. I'll never forget being handed a rose after we beat, Florida in the 2009 national championship game. And the interesting part is, Mick, we didn't even play in the quote unquote Rose Bowl that year.
Yeah, that's right.
Played in the BCS national championship game, just happened to be at the Rose Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll never forget having that rose, putting it in your mouth, everybody taking pictures. Really cool ordeal. I'm glad they got a chance to do that, man. That's a place that means a lot to me. So the fact they'll go out there and have a chance to take a crack at the number one team in the country. And, Kurt Cignetti was in a lot of those pictures in 2009 with roses in the mouth. I don't know if have you paid attention to the fact that 5 of the remaining 8 coaches are all Saban assistants?
Yeah, not surprised, right?
No, I mean, it just is what it is. And then you add in Kalen DeBeor, who is the actual coach at Alabama now, and there's a lot of ties that way. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch this one kind of take place and to see the storylines going into that game. And hopefully Bama can put something together. I know they will.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I look at Indiana. I have a lot of respect for them. I mean, they're a really good team. But when you pull up the schedule, and I'm going to do it right now. A lot of easy wins in there. And I know they beat Ohio State. I felt like Ohio State was probably looking past that game. And I know that they went to Oregon and won there. But I watched Oregon, and I'm like, Oregon's, to me, not that good. I mean, I'm watching their defense just get ripped up in the second half. And, they're playing the Sisters of the Poor game. And it was pretty close at the end, which was surprising to me. I mean, I think Ohio State's legit, but I mean, let me put this up here. When I look at this schedule, Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State. Okay, that's your non-conference schedule. That is soft as paper. Illinois ended up with 5 conference wins, 5-4, right? Iowa ended up 6-3, not ranked. Oregon, I'll give them, that's a great win. 30-20, they beat them. Michigan State ended up 1-8 in the conference. Maryland ended up 1-8 in the conference. Penn State ended up 3-6 in the conference. Wisconsin ended up 2-7 in the conference. Purdue was 0-9, and then they squeezed that win out against Ohio State, which was a great win. So, but I mean, when I'm looking at this schedule, I'm going, man. I mean, like, you're not tested a whole lot over there. You compare that to what we've been through.
Yeah. Well, and here's what I'll say, and I keep bringing this up because it's kind of, this is what it reminds me of, man. They remind me so much of the team we were in 2009. Now, granted, we had to win one game and won a national title compared to where they're at, but yeah, I mean they play this brand of football. A lot of people don't realize in 2009, I mean, we weren't as talented as the teams that won in 11 and 12.
Right. No, I know.
We didn't put up all the points that they put up in 15, 16, and 17. Mm-hmm. It just, we're beating, Kentucky by a couple touchdowns and, beating, who else?
Tennessee on a Rocky Block.
Dude, had a rock fight with Ole Miss and, yeah, Tennessee on the Rocky Block. I mean, Tennessee would have been, that's like their game against Penn State this year where they had to come back at the end and have the miraculous catch and, and then we went on to beat Florida in the SEC title the same way they beat Ohio State. So they play a physical brand of football that allows them to overcome some of the deficiencies they have talent-wise. And that's a huge credit to Curt Cignetti and the way he goes about his game. But unfortunately for them, there is a playoff now, and they are going to have to put their best foot forward against Bama, against Big Game DeBeor, and see if they can pull it out. But man, this ain't, this is not foreign territory to Kalen DeBeor. I think that's what I keep falling back on when I'm kind of talking about this game is like, Kalen DeBeor's been here. He's been in these situations before. And so watching him go about his business is going to be really interesting because for Curt Cignetti, as much success as he's had, we haven't seen that version yet. So we'll see what goes on with that. But Kalen DeBeor is going to put together a heck of a game plan. And I can't wait to see if we show up and play physically in the trenches and answer the bell.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm overconfident, but I think we're going to be ready to go.
When's the last time you didn't feel that way?
Well, I mean, I wasn't sure about the Oklahoma game. If I would have known half the team was going to be out when we did our show against Georgia,
right,
I would have said that was going to happen. I mean, who would have known we were going to be that shorthanded?
Yeah,
it's
tough.
And that we'd have been better off just sitting that one out. We'd have had the game in Tuscaloosa instead of Oklahoma. But the way it turned out, you think about the wins that we've had this year at Auburn, at South Carolina, at Georgia, and at Oklahoma. I mean, that's four pretty. Oh, and at Missouri, that's 5.
I was going to say at Missouri is another one. You played at Missouri.
Good wins, man. Like against teams that can beat you.
Yeah. And I know we'll get into it, but It's going to be a really fun weekend of college football coming up, man. And when these games take place, I'm so stoked to watch some of these matchups. I feel like we finally cut to the chase here. To me, it should have been 8 all along. The downside of that is I don't know if Bama gets in if it's 8, but
Yeah,
you see the
right.
matchups
Well, no,
you're
they
going to get in
don't.
this next round, dude.
They were 9.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, you can say they were 9, they wouldn't have got in, but we know that James Madison wasn't freaking 12. You know, they had to slide them up and give them an automatic bid and give Tulane an automatic bid and all this other conference champion crap. So I don't know how they would have structured an 18 playoff if that be the case. But
Yeah,
I
how
don't know.
sorry was that, man? Like this playoff so stupid. Vanderbilt and Notre
so
Dame should have been in over those teams. I mean, like just
everybody that wants to argue between Notre Dame and Miami and Bama, I'm like, dude, that we're not the enemy of one another. The enemy is the joke. The games we saw Saturday night, where they knew it was going to happen, Mick. That's why they
did
put
it
them
anyway.
in the time slots they did against the NFL, because they were like, these
right.
games are going to suck anyways.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to want to watch these, and they throw them up against the NFL because they know that it's going to be ridiculous, man. I mean, that's a Tulane team that had already lost by 30 to Ole Miss this year.
I know.
And they get their ticket punched with I don't know, man. I was so irritated by all this on Saturday, and you have all these holier than thou writers that keep giving you pushback of they deserve a seat at the table, dude. I felt sorry for these guys. They don't have like those are teams that should end the year proud of the seasons that they had on the level that they play at. And yet they're gonna feel like crap about the product they just put on the field. They had no business being on, to be honest with you.
Did you see the fat guy at number 33 on
Yes, I did.
On James Madison out there? It's just like he's like this is like watching this guy. It's like,
dude, that's the kind of guy when I was playing that we'd have cut block him on some of the wide zone stuff because you knew that it was going to take him like 4 or 5 seconds to get off the ground. You know, like you're like, I'm gonna cut block this guy on the back. Sometimes with better athletes, you like got to be careful cut blocking because that's just you can't get up and keep blocking him.
Right.
No, that guy would have been chopped down like a tree, dude, like a redwood.
Okay.
I don't know. I hated watching that Saturday. It made my eyes bleed.
All right, me too.
I was mad at so many people about that, and
they messed up what could have been a really good day of football with all of their politics. All right, look, as we get to the end of the show, I love bringing up Kalshi. You know that, Mike, because I can ask you about football, but I can ask you about an array of other stuff. But I want to start with football because Bama, according to Kalshi, is just has just a 33% chance of winning this football game. The public, Johnny Public, is all over Indiana right now. What do you think of that? 67% right there.
Well, I think that's first of all, Indiana, slayed the dragon, beat number 1 in Ohio State. Then you also saw Bama go down by 17 against a team that nobody thought, really was that good. I think that when you have a team that's as defensive minded as Oklahoma is, you're not going to ever get enough credit for actually winning the game. So yeah, I mean, that seems about right. I think my percentages are obviously higher than that, but I might be a little jaded myself. I don't know.
All right. Michigan has not hired a football coach yet. And, you watch the Bama broadcast and the ESPN guys are like, hey, look, Michigan, they want Kalen DeBeor. That's Alabama's coach.
Yeah.
The Kalshi market sees that DeBeor's chances are growing. So it was like he was down all the way to like 6%. Now all of a sudden he's back up to 10%, but it's still Kyle Whittingham and Jed Fish are the 2 top contenders. And then Kalen DeBeor. Is there a chance that Kalen DeBeor, that Michigan, first off, is Michigan going to wait until the Rose Bowl? Because then if Alabama wins, now you're waiting until the Peach Bowl. And then if they win again, now you're waiting until the Orange Bowl, right?
Well, here's the way I think about it. I don't think Dillingham's going to take that job. I think that they are going to wait plenty of time because I think that they're also probably waiting for the NFL season to end, right? Which will be the second week of January. So maybe you can kind of throw some guy's name in the hat for that situation. I also think they're probably waiting on this investigation to get a little more underway, where they're looking under every rock in the athletic department and making sure that they're kind of cleaning house. And if they find anything, you're gone. So I think they're going to take their time. I don't think there's any rush right now. I mean, it's unfortunate because you're going to get to, whenever the portal opens and there's going to be a mass exodus if you don't have a head coach, but that can be solved. That can be solved right now in college football. You open that portal back up and say, all right, guys, we got plenty of money up here, man. Like, y'all want to come play for Michigan? Let's do this thing. And even if it's not a good year next year, you can save face a little bit and start building something back up the following year. So I don't know. I think they're going to take their time. I don't think they're going to mind waiting until, after the semifinal. They can open up the NFL window there too. So we'll see what happens.
All right. And then, kind of unrelated, and I'm going to throw Kalshi in here. A.J. McCarron was quarterback at Alabama. He was going to run for lieutenant governor, dropped out of the race to become the head coach of Birmingham's XFL team. So he's out of the picture. Now, the other race is for governor. And the guy that's running for governor, you played against him when he was coaching for Auburn, Tommy Tuberville. The markets say Tuberville is going to be the next governor of Alabama. Do you agree with that?
I'd have a hard time not believing it, man. The guy's in every headline. I think that there's a lot of people that hate him. A lot of people love him, but it kind of reminds you of the presidential race from a few years ago, right? He's very strong in his opinion. I actually worked with Tommy, as you know, down in Florida.
Oh, that's right. Oh, wait a second. Sorry, Mike. That's right. Keep going.
Yeah, I was going to say I worked with Tommy down in Destin. He was fair enough. I still can't stand the thought of Tommy walking in the stadium in 2008, holding up his open the little fingers, and we put a smack down on him that day. And I've told him that before. So
have you?
I don't know, man.
That was his last game coaching at Auburn, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was also their 7th loss. There you go, Tommy. So yeah, man, I don't know enough about the particular issues that are presenting themselves over in the state of Alabama, but just knowing how politics seems to work in my lifetime, yeah, I'd say he's probably a shoo-in.
All right. Well, guys, you can check out Kalshi, and remember, $10 off using Bama Tailgate as your code when you trade up to $100, and it's fun. There's a ton of stuff on there. It's not just football. It's politics. It's the economy. It's Oscars. It's pop culture. And, Kalshi's legal in all 50 states. You get better odds because there's no house vig, and prices are set by supply and demand and live trading and flexibility and all that stuff. So check that out. Mike, we got the Rose Bowl. We got Indiana. We got Alabama. Any chance that you're going out for the game?
I wish, man. Not going to happen. I've got to, first and foremost, got to finish the NFL season strong. I think, what do I got? What day of the week is that on? The first. That would be a Thursday?
I think it is a Thursday, but let me look.
I think it's a Thursday. Yeah, I mean, I got too much going on. I wish I could go out there, but man, with kids that are 3 and 5 years old and having to work every Sunday or Monday Night Football or whatever it is at my job here in Atlanta, it's kind of tough to make those kind of trips happen right now in my life. But
it is a Thursday. You were right.
So I wish I was going. What about you?
No, don't think I can make this one. But if we go to Miami, I think I'm going to that one.
Yeah,
got a bit of a got to win some games to get there. But I like this team, man. I really do. I think that getting healthy is the biggest thing for them, and they've won a lot of close games. And now it's time to play some of these teams out of conference, and I think that'll be a good thing for them. But if Alabama plays like they did after the first quarter of that Oklahoma game, I mean, they can beat anybody. And I've always thought that. Ohio State, to me, is the most talented team. I think Bama has the highest ceiling of the teams left.
Do you, real quick, want to give me your 4 winners from the second round here?
Yeah. Let's see. I think Bama's going to beat Indiana. I think Ohio State and Georgia win. And let's see.
Oregon, Texas Tech is the other one.
Yeah, and I think Oregon wins. So I think it's going to be Bama, Oregon, Ohio State, Georgia.
I think Texas Tech is going to beat Oregon. I think that Texas Tech's just so physical, man. I don't think that's a style. You know, style makes the fight. I don't think Oregon wants that style fight with Texas Tech. Some of the things they do. So, I'm with you on the Bama train. At least I'm going to try to will that into existence. I can't wait to see this Ole Miss Georgia game.
I know, it's so interesting, right?
Dude, man. I think people look at Georgia's 7-point spread. Ole Miss gave them every single thing they wanted this year, and Ole Miss beat them last year. Not to mention that game's going to be down in Louisiana, and you want to talk about a rabid fan base right now. That Ole Miss crowd is going to be out for blood in that game.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Ohio State, man, I would love it if Miami would beat Ohio State. I just don't see it. That was an absolute just rock fight against Texas A&M, man. Nobody could do anything. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Ohio State in that one too.
Yep. I can't wait. Now we got to sit back and wait, though, and we got Christmas coming up. So Merry Christmas, Mike. Thank you guys for hanging out. Again, we're brought to you by Pearl River Resort. I'm going to play the commercial for you one more time. Enjoy this, Mike. Enjoy this commercial. I'm telling you, the second time you watch me, you're going to like me more than the first time. Just get ready.
So, Jake, let's break down some game tape.
Hold on, fellas. Steve,
Hey, Jake, you ready to rock?
let's roll, brother.
Guess we're calling plays at Pearl River Resort. Wow, Jake's first throw scores. And Steve's got the crowd pumped. Man, they're absolutely rolling.
'Cause I don't have to be me till Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I ain't gonna face reality.
I tell you, Jake's still got game. While Steve keeps rocking aces. Boom, Jake seals it with a pick.
Come call your own plays.
At Pearl River Resort, let's roll.
I don't have to be me